a giant. I'm only kidding. It's really just me, Mr. Randy. But today we are going to read a story about a giant. The biggest giant. The most giantest giant of them all in all of Ireland. So sit down on your giant seat and let's hear the story of Finn McCool and the Great Fish. Finn McCool was the biggest giant in all of Ireland. He was the greatest warrior ever known, and his strength was remarkable. He could lift a house and turn it around so it faced the sun, and another way at night so it faced the moon, where it rose over the mountains. If the weather was bad and the men of the village were hurrying to bring in their hay before the rain set in, Finn was ready to help them. He'd lift their carts, horses and all, and carry them to shelter. Is Finn McCool a nice giant? Yeah, he seems pretty cool. He is the best-hearted man that's ever walked on Ireland's green grass, the people said. We're so blessed at having him live here with us in Dromahone. But they were agreed on one thing that was seldom mentioned. Finn wasn't terribly smart. He's a bit of a turn-up head, they'd whisper sometimes and smile affectionately. He doesn't know much, but he's a great big man for all that. One day, Finn heard the whisper and knew it to be true. Oh, how does Finn look? Yeah, he looks real sad about that. He's nice, but maybe he doesn't know a lot. But he's still real nice. In the nearby townland lived an old man who was said to know the source of great wisdom. It was said he had promised to reveal it only to the right one. He was a bit of a mystery, staying sometimes in his house, and at other times disappearing for weeks on end. Many a man and many a woman had tried to be friends with him, to wheedle the secrets of knowledge out of him. Simon, the baker, brought him fresh baked soda bread, the butter already thick on it. Bertie O'Hanlon brought him a white hen, the best layer in the village, so he could have fresh eggs for his breakfast in the morning. And Bertie Mulligan brought him a barrow load of turf she'd cut herself in the bog. So, you can have a warm fire these frosty nights, she purred. He thanked them all for their kindness, but he kept his secrets to himself. What would you bring this old man to know all of the secrets of the world? Some friends brought soda bread, some friends brought him hens for eggs. What would you bring the man? Yeah? Wow. Maybe he'll give it to you. Maybe you are the one. It was the day after Bertie's visit that Finn came to him. He couldn't fit into the house, so he sat outside, his hands resting on the roof. Old man, he called, it's Finn McCool, and I've come to ask if you'd share the secrets of wisdom with me. Do you think the old man will share the secrets of wisdom with Finn? I hope he does. Let's find out. The old man came out, and Finn got down on his hunkers so they could see each other right. I know who you are, and I was waiting for you to come, the old man said. I know you're good and kind as well as big. I know you're a great warrior and a friend to Ireland. I know you beat the giants Culcullen and saved Ireland from the Scots, but I need to ask you one question. With all that you have, why do you need wisdom? A man's nothing without it, Finn said. With wisdom, I'll know better how to help my friends. I'll be able to answer their questions, where now I can only shake my head. If I was wise, I could speak for Ireland when the need arose. The old man nodded. You're a giant now, and a good man, but you'll be more with the grace of wisdom added to you. So, listen. In the river Bone there lives a fish, a great salmon, the red of the sky at sunset. In him is the wisdom of the world. Catch him, cook him, and eat him, and that wisdom will be yours. Thank you, sir, Finn said. We're going to go fishing now, friends. 2 strides took him to the river Bone. He dropped in his line. There were fish in the cool, gurgling waters, brown fish, silver fish, fish with sheen of copper penny, but none as red as the sky at sunset. Do you see the fish anywhere? And then Finn saw the great red salmon swimming lazily upstream. Gora, Finn thought. It's as if it's looking for something. The salmon swam around the line and then took the bait and the hook. The river bone tossed and tumbled as Finn pulled the fish ashore. There was a mumbling and a rumbling that seemed to come from the river itself, and the idea came to Finn that the river didn't want to let go of the great fish. I'm sorry to take it, but I'm after the wisdom, Finn told the river. A man can make more use of wisdom than a fish can, so I ask you to forgive me. He took the fish in his big hand, wondering at the beauty of it. It shimmered, and it gleamed in the sunlight, every scale a point of fire. Finn looked into its eyes and saw the wisdom there. All the knowledge of the world. He saw life. How could he take the fish? How could he eat it? The thought made him shudder, and he spoke to the fish. You have the wisdom, and I wanted it, but not if I have to sacrifice you, he said. The salmon's lip was bleeding from where the hook had caught in it. Ah, I'm sorry about that, Finn said, but he carefully eased the shining hook out of the fish's mouth. But it caught in his own thumb, and the pain near blinded him. He took his thumb in his mouth and sucked on it, and he tasted something he'd never tasted before. His blood. The salmon's blood? There was a tide in him as something unknown had entered his body, something strange and beautiful. The fish spoke. I thank you for sparing my life. I was prepared to let go of it, but now my wisdom has seeped into you along with my blood. It is known to me that you will use it in the service of others and of Ireland. Finn stared. He'd never heard a fish speak before. But why did you let me catch you? For you are wise enough not to take a baited hook. Maybe I know whose hook it was. Maybe I've been waiting for you to come. Thank you, Finn said. I will use the gift well. Gently, he laid the salmon back into the river and watched as it swam away. Was it a lighter shade of red now? He looked at his thumb where the hook had pierced. was already healed over, and the thumb itself was turning a delicate shade of pink. Huh? Finn told no one about his encounter with the salmon of wisdom, but he felt a need to tell the old man. He found the house empty. The old man had gone. The barrow load of the turf sat unused. The soda bread on the kitchen table was uneaten. The eggs in the hen's nest were ungathered. But on the path was a glittering trail that might have been fish scales. One, a point of fire. Even after that, the people of the village of Drumahune remembered on how a wise man Finn had become, how he'd talked with the King of England and the King of France and presented to them the needs and wants of Ireland, how he'd saved them from the Viking longships that had crossed the sea to take Irish land, how he knew their own problems and took care of them before they rightly knew them themselves. Finn knows so many things, friends. But still, he is the same good Finn he always was, they all agreed. So even though Finn knows so many things, he's still kind. He's still happy. He still helps people. He still shares, right? That's real good of Finn. Isn't it a puzzle, though, the way he sucks his thumb when he's applying his mind to something? You'd almost think there was a magic to it. And you almost would. The end. So, friends, if we find magic, do we keep it for ourselves, or do we help others with our magic powers? Yeah, we help others with our magic powers. Friends, I have a question for you. If you had all the wisdom in the world, who would you share it with? If you had all the wisdom in the world, who would you share it with? That's great. I hope we keep on sharing and helping others. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.